Boom. Yeah, here we go. Like Gerald said, what's up, y'all? Can you hear me? Can you see me? What is going on out there, y'all? We are live. I see you, Juliana. Gustavo's up in here. Jonicide came on back. Thank you all. Let's see if we could activate the camera. Boom. There we go. Follow me, camera. Right on. We did a little bonus live. What was that? About 20 minutes earlier or so. We had a little live action going on outside in the neighborhood here. Had the ghetto bird flying around, Babylon zipping up and down the streets, but it's all calm now. And thought we'd hang out a little bit. Good to see you, Juliana. And we got Gerald up in here again. Is Chi lurking? Where is Chi? Greetings, Kim. All right, we got Kim hanging out. That's what's up. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk a little Bigfoot. We'll talk some more, actually, some more news. So I don't know if anyone has Citizens app, but I do since I'm back in the city here. And man, let me tell you that it actually notified me before Ghetto Bird and Babylon came through. And so I knew something was going on already before I heard sirens and all that. So that's what's good about this app. And I just got another one right now. Let's see if this one shows. And that one's near the shop. Actually, a little creepy if you ask me. You never know. And I'm wondering, because near the shop, there's a bunch of cemeteries around there. And we've done one of them. We did a live stream. My brother and I cruised through. It was just a quick little ride through, but it was what's the name of those? Oh, yeah, the Odd Fellows. Yeah, y'all know them.
The Odd Fellows Cemetery.
Yeah, they have a cemetery near the shop. And actually, one of their employees came through and I had a little private talk with him. It was very interesting what he had to say. And he said for sure that place has paranormal activity going on there. He also shared some other things. I had to bring that up. But maybe we'll go by there soon. And we also did, what was it? I think we did one outside of the Oddfellow Cemetery one time. We've cruised through a couple of those places. And we used to have another customer that was working one of those cemeteries also. And he said, yeah, I'd give you a tour anytime, but haven't seen him in a while. Left me his card. I'm gonna have to look for that and take him up on that offer for that tour. Another thing is Hillbilly Herb up in here. I see Roger Blazer. Yeah. Got the homies up in the chat. For show. For show, for show. For sure. How do you say it? Yeah, another strange thing about those cemeteries that I heard recently from a lady. I haven't seen this lady. She came by the shop once and we got to talking, and there's been several videos. So a lot of the strange anomalies appearing outside of the sky of the shop has pretty much stopped. I mean, except for those fast movers. And shout out to Cryptid 559. The other night he featured one of those. They captured one, and yeah, we call those fast movers, dragon UFOs. What else do we call them? All types of stuff. But those are very common. So those things still zip by. If I want to capture one on video, it's possible with a little bit of effort. And yeah, easy to catch. I always recommend Custodian Files is a channel to check out for these objects. And then, yeah, Latchkey Hustle. Salute to Latchkey. Haven't seen him in a minute. Gotta shoot him a text, tap in, say what's up. That's another channel to check out. I love his breakdowns of stuff, and he captures those objects plus other ones, all types of other weird stuff. And yeah, so I kind of slowed down with those videos. Um, but yeah, the lady was mentioning we're talking about the area there. She was mentioning she grew up in an area but had moved out, and I guess I don't know if she was back or what, but she was there, shared quite a bit. And we talked about this strange smell that wafts through the area there sometimes. We've brought it up before in videos, and it's just horrible. Sometimes real chemical, sometimes it's a burnt, like if you were to burn pork rinds or something like that, really bad. And we've talked about Farmer John because they had I don't know if it's still open, but supposedly they had closed years back, but they had a facility there, and I guess they're in some sort of incinerator or something that they had. I don't know. I've heard from several employees, and yeah, that thing would just woof, like cover the city. It seems like I don't know if the west side gets to smell it or down south, but it seems like the east side of things. And then I used to work in the area too, city of Vernon, all industrial, warehouses and stuff like that. And Farmer John wasn't too far from there, but yeah, so this we were talking about the smell, and she mentioned that smell sometimes, because I'm telling you, sometimes it has a weird chemical funk to it. It's really bad. Uh, that it is one of the, or maybe it could be several, but she mentions the cemeteries. Yeah, when they're, I guess, using their incinerators and stuff. So I was like, whoa, that totally made sense. It rang, let me tell you, it rang bells for sure. Mm. Oh, we got Gray Owl. Salute to you. And saluting also early here our veterans for tomorrow. We got Veterans Day popping up tomorrow, y'all. Too bad it couldn't be like on a Monday, so maybe some of you would have maybe 4 days off, or maybe some of you did have 4 days off. I got today and a little bit of Saturday, so that was cool. Tina C, the place to be, and there's Hillbilly Herb again, checking in on him. That's the Chem Dog. Oh yeah, I love that strain. And Hillbilly, I just had a mega session right now. Just thought I'd mention that. Cheers. And make sure you hotbox the chat. Y'all roll them up, keep them lit. If you need a light, Blazer is always burning. And there's Sissy. Welcome back, Sissy. Glad you came on back. We're going to be hanging out here a bit. Yeah, Veterans Day. Let's see here. And anyone pick up any anomalies for Veterans Day? Any strangeness? Anything cool or weird? I noticed something. And there's other channels that focus on things like this, and I didn't hear them mention anything. Maybe they did. I might have missed it, but yeah. Y'all check out Donut on YouTube. Yeah, he gets all into the occult and stuff. Really cool channel. And yeah, he was live, I think, yesterday. I didn't hear him mention anything about this in particular, but I'm sure he mentioned Veterans Day. Let's see, Veterans Day event. So this is LA here, Los Angeles Daily News. And let's see, could I put myself up in the mix? Am I popping up as a little circle there? Might be on your bottom, might be your left. Am I right? Missing time 420. What up? Ice cream today. That sounds good. Actually, I have a ice cream taco that I was gifted. Um, and we'll maybe have a look at it here in a bit. Yeah. Hi, missing time with that one emoji that I use looks all baked with the hand, and I spell hi differently. Rolling up some of my nuclear nightmares. Geez, Chernobyl times Freak Show times Dream Lotus times. I love that. Love all that cross in there. And yeah, is that your work there? You ain't got to tell me, hillbilly. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know. It's super cool if it is, and even if it's not, hey, I love. I see that you're a variety guy, which is super cool. I'm on board. Yeah, I love the flavors. I just love how it doesn't stop. It keeps going and going, like a everlasting gobstopper. So am I showing up as a little circle there? I'm wondering if these layouts are working. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Bubblegum break. Right on. Juliana is always busy. Farm thugging. Do you have that tatted on you somewhere, Juliana? Farm thugging. That'd be a rad one. You know how Tupac had a thug life on his belly, kind of like arched. Potpourri, yes. Yeah, it is that time. Harvest. I'm sure some harvest was coming in with that beaver moon. So I guess I'm not popping up as a little circle on the bottom there. But anyway, Veterans Day falling on November. Yep. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Oh, I see why you're saying P and W should be a good time. Yeah. But it falls on 11, 11, 11. I thought that was pretty cool. For my 11 heads out there. Maybe someone to throw a few up in the chat. Sissy, I got you, BD. What's going on? Yeah, you could see me. Is that a yes? Do we have a monk sighting? Joe Monk sighting in the chat. This is like a Bigfoot sighting, folks. And we will be talking about the Sierras, which is funny. It's totally awesome. See, that's how Bigfoot does it. It just kind of pops up. If you play video games or something like that, and it's not part of the video game, but Bigfoot just happens to pop up. It's just an anomaly, just like Joe Monk. Salute to you, brother Monk. And so, yeah, falling on 11, 11, 11. And what else is falling on 11 for you lotto players? Anyone playing lotto tomorrow? It's falling on 11, 11 Tuesday. Let's see if this pops up. We're going to get up on out of here. Boom. All right. See if the camera will show that. A little bit there. Almost. Not really. Anyway, if you're trying to show something there, it's what's this? Mega Millions Tuesday, 11/11 at 11 p.m. And I've been seeing a whole lot of 11s lately. It's been ramping up, knocking back a few Budweisers tonight because the Bud makes you wiser. Is that what he said? Yep. Gnome Drew in the house. Hey, brother, I heard about your what happened to you? You get zapped or something? I heard you stopped somewhere and all of a sudden got the heebie jeebies or something like that, and something told you to about face up out of there. Interesting. Where'd that happen? Let us know in the chat. Our friend Andrew Gnomes in Trucking is a truck driver. Salute to all our truck drivers out there. And yeah, he's had several weird experiences on the road, but he just mentioned one recently, and I just remembered that, seeing him in the chat there. And yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. Like, how do I guess you could I've gotten that vibe before that, like, yeah, time to go several times when you're out in the woods or wherever. It could be in the desert or maybe even the city too. Trust me, it can happen anywhere. That feeling of go time, I've gotten that for sure. But earlier today, even on with the Jessica Jones, they were talking about getting zapped and stuff like that, and that it's infrasound, and it comes up with the Bigfoot topic or cryptids. They say dogmen and stuff like that. But I think anything kind of scary could give you that zap feeling, even like seeing something alive. Interactions between humans. Uh, Violence and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, no, I know, and people describe getting sick, a sick feeling, feeling bad. So but I don't know, it'd be hard to confirm because I think even fear could get you feeling like that, and just fear itself, not no infrasound and any of that. So it'd be hard to determine whether a cryptid, I think, in my book, is zapping you and stuff like that. And I've seen people mention they've been zapped and stuff like that. And so I don't know. Is it actually that, or is it just the fear? Hmm. Do they have special ways of yeah, using so infrasound? How does that work with the wildlife? Do they have a? It's a special. How do they produce that? I don't think I've heard anyone really explain. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but how is that produced? And salute to William Nighthawk. What up, brother? I seen you were live earlier. Actually, several people were live. Sometimes I usually surf around and touch base with everyone, but I'll be definitely checking out your live. I saw it was about lost Native American tribes in Florida, I believe, right? So I found that very interesting, and it's on my save to watch later for sure. Um, yeah. So infrasound, it makes me wonder how could we confirm that these things could do that? I think just being scared could cause those things. Everything from all the way down to the what is it, the brown pant moment, or soiling yourself. Is that a nice way to put it? Yeah, I think fear could do all that too, but who knows? I don't know. I don't want to get zapped like that. What else we got? We got a rescue. Luckily, I got a drink close by too, just in case I need to clear my throat later. Yeah, man, the ganja make it groggy, throat groggy. It energizes me, but at the same time, it could it could go both ways. Depends. It was a hot one today, yo. How was it up in the Sierras, Joe Mug? Y'all hit the hundreds. We hit, I think it said 85, but it felt like 90. It was like summer all over again. Look at that. I'm in the cutoff, back to the cutoffs and board shorts, sandals. Juliana, no infrasound, just knowing I was being watched by something with bad intent. I never been scared enough for a Charmin moment. That's what you mean? No. Yeah, no Charmin moments. That would not be good. Let's see. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Nice one big tuning fork. And don't put a fork in me yet, because I'm not done. All right. Let's see. Let's check out this rescue. So my niece was kicking it over in the San Pedro area, San Pedro. And things happen out there too. And apparently this guy fell. I heard different reports. I heard first it was 60 to 100 feet, and then I heard uh 30 feet. So I'm not quite sure, but into a rocky area. And luckily he didn't land. I don't know. It looked like he landed in the water, but according to my niece and some of the reports as well, that he landed in a rocky area, which is, not good. It could, if I could just find this report. Let's see. Nope, that ain't it. Maybe we won't be showing it, but I thought I had an article on it. Where'd you go, article? The articles love hiding on me. Let me tell you. Set them up a certain way. When I try to pick them out, they scramble. Oh well, might pop up on this later. There it is. Here we go. Thank y'all for being patient. So, LAFD, Los Angeles Fire Department helicopter crew performs hoist rescue after man falls over cliff in San Pedro. And there's actually footage from this article here, but we'll go ahead and check out the footage we got from fam here. And luckily, the man lived. I mean, I can't imagine falling near the water and then into a rocky area. I mean, I'm sure he must have gotten wet. And so let's see here. We got this where you at? Footage here. Boom. There it is. And can we play this now? Hmm. Wow. Yeah, luckily those resources were there, and for what I hear, they pulled a lot of different resources to make all that happen there. Um, yeah, hopefully he's all in one piece. ESF, what up? Yeah, did that pop up? Did that video pop up for y'all? We had a speed chase earlier. I was talking about that in the previous stream, and we do follow those here on the channel. And actually, at the time, I had just finished dropping off my niece and nephew, and I was getting back and my stuff that there was no studio set up. Everything was kind of put away, and then there's things all over the place here. And it didn't give me time, but Smoke and Scan was on it. And I went ahead and checked it out there. And it was kind of a good thing that I didn't go live on that one because let me tell you, it went on for 2 hours. Well, I watched it for over an hour, but it went over, I think, 2 hours, three counties. And I don't know if it went international because it started here in LA County, went south to, and they were south on the 405, south to Orange County, went through Orange County, where the orange is in the chat, and then went through San Diego County. And so I don't know. It seemed like they were kind of headed for the border or something like that. But makes you think of that Taco Bell slogan, "Make a run for the border," huh? But yeah, I didn't get to see the finish end result of that one because I had to go pick up my niece again. But yeah, we'll check out later. I'll give you an update on that as well. Anyone see that? Gerald, did you catch that one? Maybe Gerald could let us know in the chat what happened with that chase there. But yeah, I think it was a lady who was having an issue and stole their mom's van. And like a lot of these chases, let me tell you, it had a full tank and it was ready to go. So yeah, I don't think mom's gonna be too happy about that one there. What's William saying? Did you see the video of the autonomous vehicle that went crazy in Texas with someone in it? Ended up flipping over after hitting another car. Whoa. You know what? And I don't know what you mean. Yeah, autonomous, is that like the self-driving cars? Because those have had a few issues out here. Actually, out here they burned several. Even recently, what was it? It was a skateboard event that they had downtown. There's this skateboard event downtown LA. They call, we got to attend that event and, get our get our promotion on there. But we're usually working and it's called something like bomb the hill or something like that. And when you bomb a hill, when you're skateboarding, it just means that you ride the hill down, you know, I know bomb activates that algorithm. Yeah, that's what that means in that sense. In another sense, it could mean that you're out bombing graffiti, out hitting the city, bombing the city. You're putting in work. Or bomb. You got that bomb. That bomb. Brother Nighthawk, I haven't forgotten about you. Hang tight. Things are happening. Um, Yeah, so that event got all crazy. A bunch of kids with skateboards and what is it? Those Waymos or Weemoos? I don't know what they call them exactly, but they're the self-driving cars. And we have several self-driving vehicles out here. There's some that do kind of like the street mapping. They go around with the camera. It's a spinning camera and just getting footage of everything. Let me tell you, one of those caught me on break. Yeah, a sesh break outside. I was like, darn, but whatever. Um, yeah, and we also have what is it? I haven't seen these yet, but I hear they're in Hollywood. They might be in downtown also, but they're like almost like a delivery service. I think they deliver food and I don't know what else, all type packages and stuff like that. And it's what do they call them? But they're self-driven and yeah, ESF says Waymo. what do they call the little delivery carrier things? It's like a little, those are pretty cool. I want to check one of those out. Yeah, they're around and yeah, things have happened with some of those. So some of those have gotten, let's see, what was one recent incident with those things also, besides them getting torched? Um they've taken people, they've caused, I guess, like accidents and stuff, or maybe block traffic and stuff. Certain little things that, have been quite disruptive. And then we were also talking about dying by GPS. That was another thing. People getting taken to places off road or off the path they're supposed to be on, being guided by their GPS and stuff like that. Scary stuff. And there's Joe Monk dropping a link there to what he was mentioning earlier. Here's a link that's open to the public. This thing is roaming around my area right now. A cat from Africa. Yikes. I wonder, so if I click the link, I wonder if I could pull it up. I'm a little scared too. I know last time we were having a chase, Garrow had posted a link, and I think it was a link to a better view of the chase, and I didn't click it. I'm a little scared to click it, but we'll check that out, Joe Monk. I appreciate that. Joe got lions, tigers, bears. What else you got, Joe? Of course, Sasquatch, African cats. You rode a skateboard down the hill back in the 70s. Still have the scars right on. Skater died, Joe. Yeah, what else we do have on the news front here? Doo-doo-doo-boo. Before we get into the squatchy business. Oh, well, I guess the squatchy business is on the news front because I did find a news article on it. So, yeah, anyone hear about it? Pennsylvania. And it's interesting because it seems like certain Bigfoot reports gain a lot of traction online. Some will, uh, some will never make it online, like some of these I'm describing. But like one of the recent ones was the Monroe Bigfoot report, and we featured it here on one of the live streams. Is was it Monroe, Michigan? Is it Monroe County and STM, Small Town Monsters, even did a thing on it recently. And that one was just like all over the place online. News channels were reporting on it, and I'm just like, wow, like it seemed like something. So I don't know if not only the algorithm, but it seemed like something was pushing it. So I'm wondering, like, what does it? Is it just people putting it out there, resharing it, and it just catches the wave on its own and just becomes its own thing, or is there someone else behind it pushing these reports that make them uh just a hot fire at the moment? And so anyone remember that report? Anyone, anyone around Monroe County? Anyone know maybe the people involved? So it was a man and his son, and they were down by some tracks. There were some train tracks, and Sissy's a Gen X, and you're still here, right? Thank goodness. Um, and next to the tracks was a body of water, which I found interesting. Um, and it was a pretty creepy area. They showed the area, and I forget how their sighting went, but it was a pretty good one, I thought. And let's see. So now it seems like this one out of Pennsylvania is starting to gain traction like that. We'll have a look here. But before that, let's go ahead and pull up the Monroe one since we got Hillbilly Herb and the rest of the gang in here. Mm-mm-mm. Got one twisted, Hillbilly? Or are we just finishing one here? What's going on? What is the status? Senor. As I pull up the report here. So should we jump straight into there it is. So and I think was it earlier this year? The Monroe sighting reported Bigfoot sighting in Monroe prompts cannabis dispensary to offer discount for photographic proof. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get some evidence, folks. And let's all get involved. Cannabis community. Cannabis is, very tied into Bigfoot, especially up in Northern California, uh, California, period. And then the Pac West, of course. I've seen a documentary with I don't know if the lady was native. She looks Native American, but she was talking about a particular native tribe. I think they're out of BC, but they call it chokeweed, and that the chokeweed has, I guess, medicinal purposes for Bigfoot as well, and that they used it. And yeah, I want to check out this article right here. So hang tight with me. We'll play this and see what they have to say here.
Tonight, a detailed report of a Bigfoot sighting is still making waves in Monroe, Michigan.
One of the great questions of our time, and has some wondering whether somebody will spot Bigfoot again. 13 Action News anchor Tony Geptis is back from Monroe tonight. He's live in studio with the update. Tony?
Lee Christian, this report was published online by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, which deemed the sighting credible. It was picked up by the Associated Press, and now people all over have heard there may be a Bigfoot in Monroe. A reported Bigfoot sighting in Monroe, Michigan has made headlines across the country.
I heard a lot of talk about it. In fact, when I first heard about it, I was in Baltimore, Maryland, and I heard about it there. And I said, oh my gosh, I leave home for a week. Look what happened.
Bob Virgils, voice of the Toledo Walleye and Monroe County resident, says the report of Bigfoot near La Pleasance Road is a talker. The account by a local man and his son was published by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. It took off from there, even prompting a nearby cannabis dispensary to offer a discount to anyone who comes in with photographic proof.
There was what was called the Monroe Monster years ago. After the first fuel was loaded into the Fermi 1 reactor, someone saw a big creature out near the Fermi power plant. And so,
Greetings, Lori. Welcome. What up, Jeff? We got that fire.
I think it's really funny that this was spotted near where that was, although they didn't really say what the location was, but it's near where the Monroe Monster was seen way back in the 1960s.
Some may wonder.
Interesting. The Monroe Monster. Yeah, I've heard of that one. And the sighting was nearby. Isn't that interesting? Anyone? What you think?
Whether it's the same creature from the same lagoon. Now, I did reach out to the 47-year-old Monroe man who made that report. I reached out through his tenant who called him. We're going to keep you posted as to whether he can give us a firsthand account of what he and his 12-year-old son saw along Tamarack Creek. Christian?
Snow.
All right. They're handing out goodies if you get some evidence. Go get a discount there, hillbilly. Andrew says, now I wouldn't mind some Bigfoot beer. Oh, yeah. Do you have some out there? Have you had any? We have some here in the West Coast. Joe Monk over in the Sierra Nevadas has the Bigfoot Ale. I think, what is it? They got the barley ale. And then there's the Bluff Creek by Six Rivers Brewing. They have the Sasquatch as well. Six Rivers. Yeah, Sierra Nevada has a couple of them. And I'm sure I know there's a bunch more, but I'm trying to think out of California, another big brewing company that has The Black Sasquatch, Bigfoot Brewski, Pale Ale. Who puts that out? So yeah, the Monroe Bigfoot sighting. All right, which brings me to the latest one, and this, let's see, this particular post here, I guess, is 3 days ago. I just heard about it now. Actually, going back to the whole 11/11 thing, I wanted to share right quick. There's a YouTube channel, Webcam Nepal Live, and they have a view of Mount Everest. How about that? So we're talking about 11/11/11/11, and that is, if I'm not mistaken, Mount Everest. Is that 2K? They call it. Do they call it 2K? And if so, then 2K is the double K, 11/11, K being the 11th letter of the alphabet. Am I correct? Somebody fact check me. So yeah, the 2K portal, Mount Everest. Yeah, it's insane. I've seen like footage and heard stories of like the bodies that are along the way to the summit. I don't think I'd ever do that. But yeah, live feed right now. Earlier they had some footage. It was still dark, nighttime, and there was these objects zipping by. I don't know what they were, but they looked very interesting. So I want to check out the feed during the nighttime as well. If they will be live streaming, I'm not sure. Yeah, something to check out there. So yeah, this Pennsylvania Bigfoot report, we're gonna take a look at here now. Like I said, I looked it up. I went online and tapped into some sources, and it just started showing up everywhere. I was like, oh wow, okay. Looks like this is a hot one right now. As you can see here, I think this is CBS 21, probably Pennsylvania. Potential Sasquatch sighting organization says Bigfoot reported alongside PA Interstate. That's looks like the old 80 there, if that's correct. And the 80 is the one that cuts across the whole country, right? I think that's what we took from VA to CA. But yeah, we'll have a look at this. There's a YouTube, it's a channel here, a news channel. And this is WTAJ. Very credible Bigfoot sighting reported in central Pennsylvania, researchers said. And we'll have a look here, heads up. Oh, we need some volume, sir.
Always kind of interested in strange things.
Okay, but like
UFOs,
UFOs, aliens.
and what we're getting to, yes.
Yeah?
Creatures.
You are a
Loch Ness
believer?
Monster.
Okay. Well, the world famous Bigfoot may have been spotted traveling across I-80 earlier this week. Researchers with the Bigfoot Field Research Organization wrote a report on the incident. Okay, Mark, so according to the
BFRO.
witness in the report, the alleged Sasquatch crossed the busy highway around 5:30 on October 4th, about 11 miles northeast of Bellefonte, near Bald Eagle State Park. The witness claims the dark figure was human-like, taller than the vehicle in front of him, and seemed to almost glide across the lanes and run into the woods, all in about 3 seconds. That's pretty fast. Two others reported seeing something that day as well. One says he's an avid hunter who said even with 50-plus years in the woods.
Joe Monk, why did Bigfoot cross the road again?
He doesn't know what he saw, but it wasn't a bear. So, Mark, after that, do you believe?
I'm kind of scared to head out to I-80. I travel that road a lot, and that very
Oh, come on, Mark.
area, sometimes early in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one of these days you'll see Bigfoot just running across the road. And that's a pretty dangerous road to cross, too.
Yeah, no thank you.
No,
I don't
thank
need that excited in my life.
No, so like Bigfoot, he's out in the woods. In terms of weather, what does he need to know for tonight?
Well, I think he has a big furry coat, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, so like cold is okay, but rain, is he going to get wet?
Get underneath one of those evergreens, conifers, and so that'll keep him dry.
So, Mark.
All right, Mark. Thank you, sir. And Chica. All right, Pennsylvania. Getting reports in. Yeah, Sierra Nevada is fire. You ever been to the brewery? Super fun. Wait, is it? I think that's in Chico also, no? I think so, yes. Chico, California. Amanda, if she's up in the chat, she probably has been there. And yeah, they got little squatches around in the brewery there. Super good food. Maybe we'll have the queen one day talk about some stories with the owner from Sierra Nevada Brewing. I've heard some family stories. All right, so Bigfoot report there, Pennsylvania. And a lot comes from Pennsylvania, it being really small. A lot of Bigfoot paranormal stuff coming from there. It's no surprise. Full of old world buildings and just real mysterious. I think Pennsylvania. Never been there. Got to drive really close. I think like by a hair we would have been driving through the state there. But yeah, would love to check it out one day. Why not? And they were mentioning the BFRO. We do like to tap into the BFRO and see if there's any new reports. And there hasn't been. And I'll go ahead and tap this just in case, because there has been times where just off the bat there. So yeah, we did report on this. Hold up. Let's see here. When was this submitted? I think we might have done this during the live. Yeah, as you can see there, it's submitted to the BFRO, October 2025, Pennsylvania. Sentry County, Class B daylight sighting 20 miles northeast of Penn State. Is that it? Or is this a different I-80 Bigfoot crossing? Because I didn't hear the report, the YouTube news report mentioning anything about Penn State, unless I missed it. We'll have to dig around here a little bit. Someone let us know maybe in the comments. But other than that, no new reports added to BFRO there. But over at the Bigfoot mapping project, seems pretty riddled. And, you know, they light it up over there with those little LED looking dots, which is super cool. Like how it pops on the map. And where are they? There you are. How's everyone's start to the week? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully we're bringing you some informative news here on the Bigfoot front, and then yeah, entertaining you with a little local concrete jungle action happening here. And yeah, check out the map there. It's quite lit up. I could see something over here in Nova Scotia. Some Canadian reports. Ontario, right on the border of Quebec. There. And over on the BC side of things, looks like, I want to say that would be, looks like a little island off the coast there. So I'm thinking Sasquatch Island, Vancouver Island. And of course, Washington still has a couple there. And I don't know if these are still up from the last time we took a look at this map. But if you're interested in reports, definitely some good databases to check out. Look at the top there, Idaho, Wyoming. Yeah, I think these were up. There's Wisconsin. Looks like one near Cincinnati here. And then DC. Is that DC or is that? Let's go in here. Not quite. Let's read this. Near Frederick, 11-8. Ooh, 11-8. 25. Bigfoot makes an appearance on 11-8. And it's a male, so they must have seen something, I would imagine. No vocalization. And it says, describe your encounter. I was walking along Lakeside Trail heading home when I saw the Bigfoot walking below the trail right next to the water heading towards me. Yikes. Once it saw me, it darted into the lake. Really? And stayed underwater until I passed. Whoa. How about that for a report, folks? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I never heard anything quite like that. I've heard things like Bigfoot floating down the river. This is out of Humboldt County. Floating down one of the rivers looking like a log. We've reported on them in the lagoons in the water and them swimming rock to rock in the Trinidad area where I've had my sighting. So we do get them swimming. I've heard of other reports of them swimming near the Vancouver Island and those islands up there. What are some other aquatic squatchy reports? Yeah, I hear they're really good swimmers. And let's see what the rest of the report says here. Welcome on in. Anyone else I didn't see here? I'm gonna jump back in the chat in a moment. See what y'all chopping up in there. What's Hillbilly got going on now? See, additional comments. I'm guessing it only went into the water because houses were on the other side. And it was a dark brown. Dark brown. And that is DC it looks like there. And in Pennsylvania right above, which is interesting. So on the 8th, and then when was we'll have to go back and see when that Pennsylvania I-80 report, the exact date of that, and see if that maybe, I don't know exactly where that would be, but maybe it might correlate with this particular sighting here, which is neighboring Pennsylvania. Something to look at. Bigfoot on a road trip there, and we got Florida down here with the fresh one. Looks like a green report. We got to be careful with these Floridian reports because we have gotten some of them twerking. Y'all remember that one? There was actually 2 reports out of Florida there. And all aboard. Choo choo. The train is here. Yeah, train's been active today. Yeah, the should we let it pass? What's up, Hillary? We're just hanging out here, getting into some squatchy business. Right on, Diesel back in the house. Right near the beach. Boy. You're staying put till tomorrow evening, says Hillary. Good idea. So yeah, y'all. Some I mean, we could go on, but I did want with the reports here on the Bigfoot mapping project. It'd keep us busy the whole night, I'm sure. But I did want to tap into Jeremiah's database over at the BigfootSociety.com website. I'm getting more familiar with the map he has there. And check it out if you haven't. And to the left there, so you can see all the little tabs on the map there on the beautiful US of A. A lot of reports there. And you get some sprinkled up in Canada. Alaska has a few as well. But over here to the left, there's a section there that I haven't gone into, and it's called Witness Accounts. And I'm taking it that this is recently submitted reports, maybe some of these tabs that are all over the place here. As I can see tabs on this side as well. I haven't tried clicking them, but we'll try that in a second. But you could see 7,596 views there, and it says published 4 days ago. So I don't know if that's the witness accounts. And we click more here, and it opens up. And man, look at all these it's like reports here. And off the bat, I see Mendocino Pass, California, Branscombe. These places are ringing bells here. We've reported a lot of Bigfoot reports and other strangeness out of Mendocino, right under Humboldt County there. Let's see, there's another one that I seen out of California. But yeah, pick your location here. It looks like a whole lot. Blue Lakes, California. So I wonder, there's a Blue Lake in Humboldt County, but I don't know if Blue Lakes might be a different place. Let's take a look and see what happens when we click here. And yeah, sure enough, it pulls up a report there. And I can actually read it from here. It says, witness states he observed a black human-like figure engaging in unusual behavior along the lakeshore, including a crab-like crawl. Yikes. Yeah, I think that's super creepy. What they call the spider crawl. There is a spider crab, so maybe he was doing the spider crab crawl. Yeah, it would be creepy as heck to see that over a large boulder for approximately 45 minutes at dawn. Whoa, 1983. And that comes from episode 853. So I guess I don't know if these episodes are already interviews that Jeremiah has done. So maybe you could listen to them, maybe look up 853. All these are episode 853. And so we're just getting becoming familiar with the Bigfoot Society map here. Oh, look, and I think that's cool. I think I click the place and it pulls up a zoomed out view of the location. It looks like it pulled it up there. Let's see. Let's try Skamania, Washington. See if the map does that. What I just said. Yep. Super cool. So you click the report there, and it'll it will pull it up on the map there for you, so you could peep the area out. Very cool. So again, another database, y'all. So this is another one I'll be pulling up regularly, along with the BFRO, along with the Bigfoot Mapping Project. Now we got Bigfoot Society, and as always, I always uh, ask, if you guys know of any other databases. We featured a couple. I don't know how current they are. It seems Jeremiah is on the ball. I mean, daily there's a Bigfoot Society shows premieres. Uh, he's gotten footage from his recent trip over to Oregon. So some of those documentaries are out there, and he's just nonstop. He's a machine. So I'm sure all this is pretty updated and accurate, as we see there 4 days ago, not so long ago. So I think is a pretty current and a good uh, database to check out, and we'll be peeping it out a lot more. Boom. What else we got tonight? Da, 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 da. Sure, there's something else, but I might be forgetting. What up, wild man? We got a wild man in the chat. Be careful. What wild man? Was that you running through the cemetery about an hour ago? We got a report out here of a nude man running through the cemetery at Boyle Heights area of Los Angeles. Right on, Diesel. It could be a wild man sighting, folks. And Wildman, any can you give us a coastal Bigfoot report? Any action, any high strangeness happening in your areas right now? If you Wildman, put your channel up, bro. Wildman does have a channel, and he is out of the West Coast as well. He's actually a neighbor. We're neighbors. He's not too far. He's in my area somewhere. But he does a lot of beach footing and finds a lot of interesting things, and is a very, very knowledgeable person as well. And he's far down that rabbit hole, let me tell you. I don't think he's ever coming out of it. But yeah, great channel to check out. And he says, ha, remember I mentioned to pay attention to reports of naked people. Uh-huh. Yeah, we got one. That's for sure. And Angelique, greetings. Are you just coming in? Good to see you. We've been hanging out in some of the chats lately, and it's nice to see you here in our chat tonight. Welcome on in. We've been hanging out for a little more than an hour here. Got a couple Bigfoot reports in. Maybe we'll just have a view of maybe one of our favorite areas and wrap it up for now. I'm sure I got other stuff. Let's see. What else we got? Just a few little video clips I had maybe set up to share just in case. But I'm pretty happy overall. I think there's other stuff. There's I still haven't heard Politis mention anything about the missing hunter in the Sierras. We touched on that here. Man missing for over 20 days, or about 20 days in the Sierra Nevadas here. And yeah, luckily he was found. Thank goodness. And it's weird because it happened in Dinky Creek, and I'm sure Joe Monk in the chat knows very well where that is, and he might have some stories from there. But yeah, Politis has been touching on. He did a whole Dinky Creek series. It's like 9 videos or something like that. But I didn't hear him mention anything about this recent report of this hiker, or I mean, a hunter being found. And I think it's just right up his alley. Even if it wasn't a missing 411 case, I would have thought he maybe would have touched on it. And I don't think haven't seen him post anything on X about it. Although on X, I don't really follow him hardcore. but I do see he posts quite a bit of stuff over there. But yeah, no mention of the Sierra Nevada guy. No mention of the Sierra Nevada case of the young black lady who went missing earlier this year. Supposedly had gotten caught up in the storm. Her story turned out to be quite strange because uh, and he reported it as a missing 411 case, I think. But later, the one of the sheriffs that was involved with that spoke on a podcast and brought up all these things, mentioning things like he just didn't believe the story that they was being told, and I want to say we got into that stuff. But anyway, another one, and then I didn't hear Dave really follow up on that either. So I wonder what's up. Maybe he will at some point. But yeah, follow. I expect the. Sometimes I expect certain people to do certain things. I guess like follow up on cases that you've touched on or that have to do with your area. Um, who knows? But again, the dude went out before a storm. Not a good idea. Always good to check the weather before you go out, and then your vehicle as well. I heard that the vehicle he was in, it might have been four-wheel drive, but it wasn't lifted, or it just I don't know what the deal was, but it got him stuck. And I don't know. I just would have thought a hunter from the area would have known, been aware of those things. Who knows? Maybe he's new to hunting. Uh, UFO hip hop, what's going on? Cool Keith rapping about space aliens and reptilians. Actually, quite a lot of rappers have, but he's one of the classic OGs to do that. Talk about far out stuff. The new Aesop Rock album. That's what I'm banging right now. Is the two new Aesop Rock albums. There's one from last year. I guess already has it been last year, or did he drop two albums this year? I think it's two albums this year, but it seems back to back. There's a new album out now. We were getting into that I think last week or so. And yeah, just loving a lot of the lyrics. There's another one. What is it? So I mentioned to Wildman here in the chat, and he was talking about wearing paint made of mashed berries and blood of a Yeti. And I was like, wow, wild. But anyway, we shared a lot of those videos in the posts. So peep it out if you're into music, hip hop music, underground hip hop music. It's really good stuff. I wouldn't be recommending any whackness to you. Wildman approved by Diesel as well. I know Diesel listens to that type of music as well. ESF says Aesop Rock is dope. I listened to them albums. Also, Slug is doing some new stuff. Yeah, the Slug also dropped I think some new stuff. It looks like several people. I think even Evidence from Dilated Peoples. And I think they are all on Rhymesayer's record label, which is Slug Atmosphere. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wildman or Diesel. Seeing Slug in February here in Philly. What? Whoop whoop. See, there's another. So keep an eye out. Is that going to be anywhere near I-80, Diesel? You might want to bring your gear out with you if you're going to be in Philly. We got a couple Sasquatch reports in tonight from Philadelphia. One of our Project Blowed. Yeah. Yeah, Project Blowed is a workshop here in LA. It's been around a long time. I started going to shows there really early too. And there's still stuff going on there. I haven't been. It's Lamert Park, uh, Los Angeles. Very cultural, a lot of African and just cultural stuff going on there. Get your hair done. I've got my hair way back in the day. Got my hair did there once before I had the locks. Geez, that's more than 24 years ago. Probably 30 years ago or something like that. Who knows? It's crazy to think. Whoa. And Diesel says Slug and Ant. And Ant is Slug's DJ and I believe Ant produces as well. Badass producer. Uh what it let's see. So Slug and Ant. Old Bill make up together group atmosphere. Yep. And then Wildman says, I was recently bumping Little Dilated Peoples during a long drive. Yep. Yeah, I was a big fan of them. And actually, there's a connection. Like, I have friends that know Raka Ira Science. AC Alone and Abstract Rude, of course. AC Alone, legendary. Abstract Rude as well. I remember he used to have the long dreadlocks, super long dreadlocks, before mine were even that long. And I remember I used to see him around, shows and stuff like that. And yeah, always respected Abstract Rude. Recently, there was a past, so we're gonna get into Freestyle Fellowship, which ties to Project Blowed that we just mentioned, a workshop in Los Angeles here, where a lot of underground hip hop artists have come out of, and were able to go and express themselves. There's all types of stuff going on at Lamar Park, even pew pewings and stuff. I shared a wild story. I was out of Project Blowed. I was with the homies there. We're watching the shows. Living Legends were performing. This is a long time ago. And Eli, one of my favorites out there, Eli from Living Legends, G&E, Grouch, and Eli. Love Grouch also. We're chilling in the bed. They had a little alley cut outside of the venue, but you were inside the venue, but there's a little alley cut where you could go sesh. We're having a sesh there, and I had some his ash, some nice bubble hash, and some fire, of course, at the time. Always had that. And at the time I would offer artists and stuff, because I knew I had that fuego. And yeah, of course, he took up on the offer. And actually at the time, our homie DJ Rilla used to DJ for Scarab from Living Legends. So we already had this connection with them like that through DJ Rilla. But yeah, Eli, I'm like, oh my God, have a session with Eli. And yeah, he took us up on the offer. Boom, we had a session there when we used to share. Now everyone just smokes their own thing. I don't like sharing stuff much anymore anyway. But yeah, we're out there making some clouds. And from across the way, there was a bank, and it sounded like automatic gunfire. It was crazy. We're like, whoa. And then sure enough, Ghetto Bird came, and it became a whole scene across. But the party kept going on. But this was across the way. And it's just some LA stories for you there. BD up in the mix. Yeah, Log Cabin California album with Eli is so dope. I haven't seen that. Is that a new album? Because I know the Log Cabin, or they used to call it Log Cabin California. That's the Far Side, right? And they used to have, from what I heard, it was a studio up in like the Los Feliz area, which was very nearby me. I was in Hollywood, and they had a spot in Los Feliz. Actually, I saw the Far Side one time at our local Food for Less. There used to be a Food for Less on Western and Sunset. And I remember seeing all those cats in there. And at the time, it didn't really hit. Like, I didn't know. But then I was like, oh, that's so and so. I didn't say anything, but yeah, it's the Far Side, and it makes sense because they were around. And then Fat Lip, I would see all the time. Fat Lip from the Far Side. Some of you might know him out there, or know of them, the Far Side for sure. Fat Lip, so when I used to ride home the bus from Hollywood High School, it was the 180. We talked about this 180, 181. And a lot of the times in the back of the bus, Fat Lip would be in the back of the bus. And I was like, oh shit, Fat Lip, you know? Yeah, definitely have some of his stuff on vinyl. Oh man, I could talk about, yeah, Hillbilly Loves the Far Side. Yeah, bro. That's what's up. She keeps on passing me by. That's a classic there. Passing me by. So many. She keeps running away. Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Del several times. I remember what was it? Years ago too. I mean, I got to think of the shows too, but there was one of the last times was in Long Beach out here. That was a fun show. Yeah, but I haven't been to any hip hop shows or anything like that in a long time. It seems like, yeah, I don't think I've been to any shows or anything, but I used to, that was my thing back in the day, since we were like since we were about 15, 16, we were getting into shows downtown. They had the La Hacienda, what was it? Uh, it was a club, and yeah, that's when I first saw Wu Tang. A lot of big shows. Guru, Gangstar. Let's see, from 1995, Log Cabin album with Eli plus others. Not lab. Okay, gotcha. Album from the Far Side, but now that you mentioned that, definitely one of my favorites. Yep. Jay Dilla. Wow. Yeah, he's on production. Yeah, so much hip hop I fell off of, but now it's easy to catch up. With the internet and stuff like that. Again, the Aesop Rock album, I was able to they you could download it for free. So I got it downloaded, whole new album for free. When was that possible back in the day? And they still make it possible for you to purchase, if you want to support. And I, you know, eventually will. I like some of the vinyl stuff they got, like special prints, at least for collector items. Um, yeah, we suddenly got into music here. I love it. Eagle Rock had the Far Side play on Colorado on a block. Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, there's stuff like that going on. Really cool mashup. Will mess with your brain. Bizarre Tribe, A Quest to Far Side. Wow, yeah. Energetic Storm, what's going on there, Angelique? Something brewing in the chat. And speaking of all this music, oh yeah, I'm like, check it out. Ready to rock if need be. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Boom. There we are. Let's see, can I pop myself up with it? Let's see, what do we got? Right here. You probably can't see, but those are the I heard Jessica Jones mentioned either. I think it was in Barry Littleton's chat. And shout out to Barry and Jessica. Um, she mentioned something about, has someone been on a 20 and back? Because there's that whole thing about the 20 and back. I don't know too much about it, but I know there's a particular guy. I forget. Wild Man might know his name, but he says that he's been on one of those 20 and back trips where basically, I guess these people, are they abducted or something like that? They go away for 20 years and then they come back. And right here, DJ Qbert has the 20 and back breaks. So we call breaks are like almost like loops. They're like beats, but not full on like songs for DJs to scratch to, or if you want to rap over them, you could also. But we got the 20 and back breaks, and DJ Qbert has this whole collection of all the weird stuff that we're into, like harp. They got the harp breaks. We had to have the Tartarian breaks, Bigfoot breaks. I haven't seen any. I don't think I've seen the Dogman breaks. Gotta let Qbert know about those. And DJ Qbert, Tony Rodriguez, I knew Wild Man would know. The 20 and back. And so I told Jessica, yeah, I just had a 20 and back. Yeah, we're the crickets. That's how it was after in the chat. Naked man walking on the street. Here we go, folks. I ain't lying. I'll show you in a second. It might be the same dude that was at the cemetery. But probably do a little scratchy poo later. Let's see what the 20. Oh, I don't think we'll get a copyright from these breaks, will we? Let's find out. Let's check out what these 20 and breaks sound like. Whoa, you're hitting the mic, bro. See, it's not playing, and I wonder why. Oh, I have to select it, sir. 1 second. Let's see here, DJ. There it is. See, our little wave file popped up there. I had to select the track. Here we go.
Oh, administer the sinister death blow.
Oh yeah, sounding funky already. And I'm chopping it up just in case. Sounding funky out there or what? I know Hillbilly's already rolling another one up. Benny Loco, what up? We're messing with the 1s and 2s right now. Don't make me scratch. Not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm in a weird position right here. I have to like fold myself to get right on the turntables there. They're not really turntables, but my decks. 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 Sound good, Roger? Right on. Yeah, we'll probably mess around a little later. Roger's Bar and Grill is still open, y'all. Y'all could place some orders and still get a little service in the chat there while Roger's here. So at 2, you're through. Final call. Play that funky music, Dwarfy. No, I'm sure we will have, and it's difficult to scratch because this is different than the turntables. I've gave you many excuses before, but it's not easy, and but we'll do it. I've done it before. You know, it's live on the moment, improvising. It's an amazing art form, scratching. And there's Judy. Where you been, Judy? You been digging it. Right on. Kenny, we hear you, brother. Yeah, so Judy, if you're coming in late, we did touch on a few Bigfoot reports. Anyone coming in late right now? Let's see. Let me get out of here. I think I got a particular window up. Anyway, I'll keep it rolling. Yeah, we touched on a couple Bigfoot reports out of Pennsylvania, so peep that out. Rewind if you have to. Live is life. Yeah, dude. It's gut wrenching too, because any slight movement and especially with the scratching, you'll sound whack, bro. You got to be flawless, or you got to be able to troubleshoot whatever situation you're having there on the spot. But yeah, I get down with it. I told you I used to play so when we're up in the woods, I'd play out into the open because our neighbors were really far away, so I could blast my music and I'd set it up outside, my decks outside, and play for the woodland creatures or any sky beings around or whatever, you know, because it was just me. That was the party, me and whatever cryptids or aliens or whatever ghosts maybe out there. I'm like, all right, I'm playing for y'all. No one else here. Those are the best jams, let me tell you. Those are the best sets. So here we go. Let's see. Naked Man Report. Come on, camera. There it is. Where are you? Gotta figure out how to do this. Y'all could zoom in. Another report of a naked man. And it seems like the same area. So he probably left the cemetery, did whatever he had to do there. So it's not Wild Man because he's in the chat. The headphones fell off. That was not a. Here, hold up. We have the right button for this. Let's see. Where are you, sir? Gotta be quick with this too. So when it goes down, you're able to, you know, it wasn't a. It was Hillbilly was saying. It's a party till naked man. Yeah. Oh no, not my party, bro. You're getting chased out. I'm surprised the people aren't chasing them. You know, usually you'll get that mob in that area. They'll beat you down for something like that. And it's happened several times. We've gotten, you know, near the shop, we've got some reports of some naked dudes doing weird things, and some of them have gotten beat downs. Uh Richard Ramirez wasn't naked, but the mob got him. You know, the whole neighborhood came out, hit him with pipes and all that. That's how they do around there. So gotta watch out. But yeah, no, I've had weird stuff like that happen around here too. And it's just, yeah, kind of weird when it happens. Jeez. Anyway, so hung out for a little bit here, about an hour and a half. I'm sure I'm forgetting something as usual. Let's let's head on out with a little view of Yosemite. I do have Lake Tahoe. Let's see, Mount Shasta, the redwoods we could go to. We could go up the mountain here. I did go up the mountain the other night. Did a little live stream, testing out the service there, testing out some of the night vision and thermal gear. Brought you all along. So we've been getting up there. The mountains have been calling, and I'm listening, and I'm, you know, ah, yeah, we need a good camping trip again. I miss it already. Friday we're gonna be on with Dr. Dennis Carroll. I got the invite. I think he wants to talk about skinwalkers or something like that out of California. I don't know of any reports, so I'm gonna have to do some homework. I'm not really well versed on that whole thing. I think it's skinwalkers and maybe pell crawlers. I don't know. But so that's taking me out of the squatch, my usual squatch zone. Come check that out. That's gonna be on what is it? Hunting the Shadows on YouTube with Dr. Dennis Carroll Friday. And I think it's going to be 5 p.m. my time. So I'm going to have to, you know, take a break from work. Hopefully, bro will cover me and we'll get that going. Yeah, let's head on over to Yosemite National Park. Let's blow this up a little bigger. Yeah, I appreciate everyone coming to hang out. And here we are live. Yeah, I don't know what I did to my screen thing here. Let's see. I put the teleprompter up. I have nothing to teleprompt. So how do I? There we go. It says subscribe to the channel, but can you get that off? But yes, do subscribe to the channel. There it is. Juliana sharing a link there. And there I am, hopefully. Hashtag take me back. All right. Yeah, take me back. There's Carl. Carl, were you lurking? Where were you? Sissy, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, we went off the rail onto some hip hop stuff. Some of you might not find it interesting. Hopefully you do. Check out some of these artists we're mentioning tonight. Look up the Far Side. Look up Aesop Rock, not Aesop Rocky. Look up Dilated Peoples, Atmosphere, Slug, and all these artists that are still doing things. And yeah, anything new pops up, any new artists or anything you think I should be checking out, let me know. Drop me a link, and I want to stay on top of that. Y'all have a blessed rest of the week, and we will be at the shop tomorrow. And who knows, we still have time for a chase. There's always the potential for a speed chase to pop off tonight. And if so, we will bring it to you live if we can, if we catch it on time. Yeah, appreciate you, Benny Loco. Hope you're doing well. It was a hot one today. I'm sure it was hot out your way. And I need to come visit Joshua Tree. So maybe let's touch base and work something out. And I'm sure you could guide me towards some good places. And it was a fun visit that one time. One time Benny Loco here in the chat, I had gone out to Giant Rock. Yeah, if you look up Giant Rock, it's in very near Joshua Tree. It's about like 4 or 5 miles or so. And I've always wanted to go to Joshua Tree. But after we did 2 nights at Giant Rock, we were sky watching with some people actually from MUFON and some other friends. And it had a blast there. I was also not only sky watching, but I was looking for the Yucca Man or the Borrego Sandman. That's what they call the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch out there. And of course, 29 Palms, right? Not too far. And all these areas with a lot of history. What was it? The 29 Palms we talked about recently about supposed the rifle that they had there that a Sasquatch supposedly bent. It took it from a soldier or something like that and like bent the heck out of this rifle. And supposedly at the base there, they still have this rifle on display. Be cool to check that out. Can the public see that? Is there any footage of this rifle? Is it true? Yeah, Giant Rock is wild. There was a whole like a prediction. I don't know if I got the story right, but it was a lady, a Native American lady, might have been Hopi, that had a prediction, and she said that the rock had to break or something like that in order for us to like basically like be saved or something like along those lines. Like this had to happen because if it didn't, then we were going to be in serious trouble. And they say I think it was like the day after she predicted this, the rock broke. So Giant Rock is broken, part of it. And so her prophecy, like it came true. And yeah, she said it was going to happen or something like that. And it happened. And it was just amazing. And yeah, they say it's the one of the biggest, if not the biggest, freestanding boulder in the world. And yeah, I guess a lot of UFO activity there. And you got Joshua Tree with all its strangeness there as well. Super gnarly area of California, and I hope to visit it again. And so that time I was we had done the camp out, the sky watch, the squatch out for me. And I headed over to Joshua Tree. I was like, I gotta at least get to the entrance. And I pulled up. It wasn't far at all. And I was at the visitor center and I was live streaming, and Benny Loco seen that I was live streaming. And next thing I know, Benny Loco is next to me in person. It was amazing. And yeah, Benny Loco gave BD the hospitality that one needs out there. And yeah, I just didn't expect all that. It was amazing. We hung out at their place and yeah, had a good time. But hopefully next time we get to explore the park there. I've heard so much from there, and I wonder if it's true. Benny Loco being nearby could maybe give us some more insight and boulders that are balancing are a sign of giants. Yeah, no, and that totally came to mind. Someone shared a picture from Joshua Tree, and it was a petrified giant lizard. That's what it looked like. I was like, oh man, Roger Spur from what is it? Mud Fossil University would flip on this one, or anyone who's into that. It was you could totally see it. Looked like a giant lizard, just all like in rock form. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other creatures, and I'm sure that's what those rocks are, is like creatures that were here, and something happened, and now they're like that. But let's see. Carl says, "Kenny ever see a Bigfoot before?" We'll give Kenny a moment to answer there. But yeah, we're gonna head up on out of here. Head up on out of here. Hopefully, we don't get any more naked man reports. And per usual, I'm like, yeah, check this one out. Stay wild out there, y'all. Yeah, per usual, I forget something, so it'll give us something to talk about later. Love you all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Hit the outro, Dwarfo. Give me a second. I ain't as smooth as some of you streamers out there. Gotta find my outro. Let's rock this one right quick. Yeah, one love, everyone. We out here. Drop a comment. It helps us. Hit that thumbs up and all that good stuff. Sometimes we have to remind you to do that.